In this video, we will be assessing the Wolves versus West Ham game that ended up in a 1-0 victory for Wolverhampton. We're going to look at how Wolverhampton penetrated through the very compact West Ham defense and scored the only goal of the game. So the play here starts in central midfield, and you can clearly see that the West Ham midfielders are very compact. Look at how narrow they are on the pitch. So Wolves have no real central forward passing lanes because of this compactness. There's also a 2v2 in central midfield with a lot of lateral pressure. So if Wolves make a very short lateral pass, West Ham have the ability to instantly press. And this results in Wolves thinking about making slightly longer passes that stretch the West Ham midfield five a bit towards the flanks. And that's exactly what they do. Wolves make a really longer pass and West Ham start to lose their compactness. As they start to press forward, they create a few passing lanes through the middle for Wolves. Now what's interesting is you can see the West Ham player approaching the player on the ball, and the other Wolves central midfielder immediately recognizes where the pressure is coming from and makes the run behind that player into this space that has been created in central midfield. And as the midfielder gets into that space, the ball carrier immediately passes the ball to him and keeps the attack going. West Ham do this so well. When they realize there's a threat, they regain their compactness very quickly. They identify the threat here. They see the ball that is going to be passed to the central midfielder in a dangerous area, and they start to regain their compactness and start to put pressure. So the only way Wolves can play out of this situation now is to play one touch and maintain their passing momentum. And that's exactly what they do. The minute the central midfielder gets the ball, he passes it back to the next player on the flank because of this very quick recovery from West Ham. And a one-touch pass here gives him a small window of opportunity to play it forward. And that's exactly what he does. He plays it through this really small gap to continue with the attack. If he would have taken an extra second or two, or an extra touch even, that window would have closed. That gap would have completely closed down. So it's excellent play by Wolves, and you can clearly see that they've been working on breaking West Ham down by making really quick forward passes and getting into spaces whenever there's an opportunity. Now as the forward pass is made, this completely changes the situation. Now it's a 4v4 and the man on the flank has the ball. So there's a lot of space for the ball carrier and a lot of options in this case. But you can see that there's no immediate pressure on the ball. So he could dribble down the flank if he wants, but that will pretty much maintain the existing 1v1 situations because the lateral defender will approach him and put pressure, and there'll be no change in the other 1v1 situations. So what he does is he instantly dribbles diagonally towards the central position, and this creates a lot of doubt in the West Ham defense, right? Any kind of diagonal movement behind and in front of defenders always creates a doubt, and the doubt is mostly who's marking the person with the ball versus without the ball, right? You have to pass on the man marking to another player sometimes, and that always creates a big challenge for the defensive unit. So that's exactly what he does. He instantly dribbles diagonally towards the central position, and he is immediately closed down as three players converge towards the ball carrier. It's still a 4v4, but it's a very dynamic situation with players not being marked by the same defender anymore. So it becomes a game of find the free man, and that's exactly what they do. He passes centrally, and the central midfielder takes one touch and finds the free man that's made a diagonal run towards the right flank. And once the right midfielder now has the ball, he has many options. And his job is now to take a touch and assess all those options. He could play it forward, but there's nobody really making a forward run into the 6-yard box. He could play it laterally, but West Ham are still pretty compact and they've closed down the central angle. He could pull it back, but there isn't really any immediate support for a pullback. Now, as he takes his extra touch, he realizes that the future positioning of all the players will be retreating. So as these players retreat, he's expecting one of his teammates to make a different run that will free them from one of their defenders. And that's exactly what one of the central midfielders does. He just stops. Right, as the West Ham defenders are retreating, the Wolves player stops, which creates extra space for him. And now again it becomes a question of find the free man. He finds the exact gap at the exact moment that the free man is available, and he makes the pass to Jimenez, and Jimenez again takes no touches and shoots with his first touch. So and at the same time, the defender realizes he went too deep and tries to recover, but it's too late. A few things to note here about Wolves. They really did a good job in playing out of really difficult situations with quick one-touch passing and diagonal movements. If you look through this entire video, you'll see a lot of diagonal and dynamic movement from Wolves that really breaks down West Ham, who are a very, very good defensive unit. They cover most of their angles, they're very compact, but Wolves managed to create just one good opportunity with a lot of one-touch passing and eventually a one-touch shot that really sunk West Ham in this game. It was a very close game, but this specific play that we've broken down shows the minor difference between both sides in this game, and that resulted in 3 points eventually. I hope you liked this video. If you have any other suggestions for goals that you would like to see analyzed, please leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.